I heard a bloke brag about where he had been. America, England and all in between. Bursting with laughter and arrogance, spinning some yarns that didn't make sense. Oh yes, he was bulletproof, at least 10 feet tall. One had to admire his passion for gall. This is the land I've travelled the most. Tell you one thing, he knew how to boast. I've been to Melbourne, Sydney and Perth, Adelaide, Brisbane, I've seen all the perks. But then he said something that wasn't quite true. Yes, I've seen Australia, mate, I am true blue. Then I put him some questions to stop all the rot. I knew that I'd put him right on the spot. Have you ever crossed the Strait to Tasmania? He started and asked, is that in Australia? Have you seen the colours and beauty out back? Or sat round a fire with damper, in fact? Billies a boil and heard dingoes howl. Long dusty highways where carcasses foul. Been on a stripling, snowy side rid, or ever played two-up and lose every quid? Have you been a combo and waltzed with the past, under the shade of an old cooler bar? When you see our forests go up in smoke, is it hard to swallow that lump in your throat? When our athletes win medals 1, 2, 3-fold, does the blood in your veins run green and gold? Have you seen a creek turn into a sea, or farmers who struggle without any feed? Have you seen a battler on knees as he prayed, so floods wouldn't wash his homestead away? Did you feel your heart being ripped from your chest when the last digger died and got put to rest? When the odds were against, did you stand by your mate, go in balls and all, and not hesitate? Have you been to towns that open the west, where shearers and stockmen were our very best? Did you cry when our best went away for all time? Their names are engraved on the Anzac shrines. Did you walk around with a swag on your back, in times of depression with corks in your hat? As a child, played cricket in 40 degrees, or stand at assembly singing God Save the Queen? Was Bradman your hero with 6s and 4s as they aim for the body and hurt to the core? Have you earned the right to put up your hand and say, I'm a part of this great lucky land? If you haven't lived the half that I've mentioned, I'm kind of wondering what were your intentions. Because if you haven't been to a pub with no beer, old Slim will tell you, you've never been here. His eyes were wide as he searched for reply. My voice grew louder as I screamed out with pride. Did you know that Farlap was our bloody fastest? Or did you know that, you arrogant bastard? You've seen the cities and all of their lights, and you think you know this country outright. I'd say your trip was nothing but failure, 'cause fair dinkum, mate, that ain't Australia. Then he got in a huff and knew he was beat. Sat for a while, then got to his feet. He came to my table and put out his hand. I've never met one with such love for this land. You've taught me a lesson I'll never forget. It's not a small feat to walk in those steps. There's a pretty big space to fill in that shoe before one can say, mate, I am true blue.